Hello, in this video I will show you how to start your Django-based SaaS project with SpeedPy.com boilerplate. If you haven't worked with Django before, you should visit djangoproject.com and follow their tutorial to understand the basics of the framework first. Go to speedpy.com, sign up and go to your projects. Create a new project, give it a name and click Generate Project. Now click Generate and download files. Open the downloaded zip file. Open two terminal windows in the project directory. I will drag the folder icon onto the iTerm app twice to open two terminals in that directory. In the first terminal, run make command for the initial setup. This will create a Python virtual environment, copy .env file, npm install, initialize Git repository, apply migrations, create a super user locally, and build Tailwind CSS once. Here are the credentials for the super user. Save it somewhere for future reference when working on the project locally. Run the project locally with make run command. Open the URL in your browser. You will see the SpeedPy's default main page. Let's make a few changes to it. All templates in SpeedPy are located in the root directory templates. This allows having all templates in one place, both for your app and overriding templates for third-party packages. Open the template file templates/mainapp/welcome.html. I will edit the block for the title tag and wording in the hero section. Now save the file and back to browser. Refresh the page to see the changes. Now the page says Super Project and label on the tab has also changed. Let's add some functionality to our project. Let's make a product page. Open the base.html template and find how nav component is included. Open components/nav.html. Let's change this site name first. In the editor, go to main app/models directory and create a file products.py. Create a simple product model. Import it in the init file and add it to all list. In the admin directory, open the init file. Register our product model in the admin. The short command make is for make migrations. Now make m to apply migrations. Make run for run server. Go to /admin/ to log in to the admin panel. That's where we need those generated credentials. You can see our product model here. Let's add a couple of products. In views directory, create products.py file and add list view for our products listing. Create a template main app/products.html. It should extend the base.html. It should have two blocks, content with a loop over object list and a block for the title tag. Just like with models, we need to add product list view to init file. You might be wondering why we use Python packages instead of models and views files and doing these imports in init files. I call it the single app project layout. It allows your project to grow in functionality without super lengthy files. This way you can split lengthy models, views and admin files into smaller chunks, grouped by topic instead of creating artificial separation with Django apps, which can cause a lot of problems down the road. The user model app that contains a custom user model is not changing often, so it's okay to have it in a separate app. In the nav.html template, change the pricing link to the product link. Now add the product list view to the project URLs. The link has changed. And here is the list of products. They have no styling at all. Let's add font bold CSS class to demonstrate how to work with Tailwind CSS. But first we need to run the Tailwind watch process. Open another terminal in the project directory. Type make tw. Build has finished and it will watch for further changes. Back on the product HTML template, add class font bold to the tag with the product title. Back to browser, refresh the page. CSS file is updated automatically and our product titles are bold. Now switch to your Git client, add all files and commit them. Go to GitHub and create a repository. Copy this git remote add origin command and run it in your terminal in the project directory. Now we can push the code to GitHub. Refresh the repo page to make sure that code is there. Now let's deploy the project with Appliku. For this demo I have already created a server, so we go straight to creating the app. Give it a name, select the repository, branch and the server to deploy to. First create a Postgres database. Now we need to add processes so that Appliku knows how to run our web process and what command to run on each release. Deployment has started. Let's go see those logs. Save this generated password. Deployment went fine, but we need to change the build image to include Node and run Tailwind build. Go to Settings, set build image to Python 3.12 plus Node 2020. For build command, npm I and npm run tailwind :build. Select Update Engines configuration on deploy and save changes. Now add environment variable secret key. Click Save and Deploy button. Let's see second deployment logs to make sure that everything is fine. Open our app. Great! Our app is deployed. Open the admin panel. Type admin@example.com for the email. If you haven't saved the generated password, let's see again how to find it. Go back to the first deployment logs and scroll down until you see it. Copy the password and switch back to the admin page. Let's add a couple of products. Click on View Site Link and go to the Products page. Congrats, the site is deployed and we even have some data. Last thing I want to show you is how to add the file upload functionality to your app and then set up a persistent volume in Appliku for your media files. Let's go back to the editor and add an image field to the product model. Since we changed our model, we need to make and apply migrations. Back to the editor, find our products.html template and add the image there. Now add and commit all the files and push changes to GitHub. Now let's go to Appliku and in Application Settings add a persistent volume for our media files. In the Volumes tab, click Add. The container path is where volume will be mounted in the container and available for your app. URL is the path after domain name on which files will be served. If no URL is specified, files won't be accessible from the web. Environment variables help to pass the data to your app about both paths and use it in settings instead of hard-coding them. Now we deploy the app again to apply configuration changes. It's finished. Go back to the admin and add an image to a product. Let's make sure that the file is accessible. All good. Now to the products page. The image is here, but it's huge. Let's add a couple of Tailwind classes to set the size of the image. Commit and push the change. Deployment is already running. Once it's done, back to the product list and refresh the page. Perfect, the image is small as per Tailwind CSS classes we've added. That's it for the demo, thank you for watching. Build your next project with speedpy.com and deploy your projects with appliku.com. Goodbye.